Hi, I'm BZ Rieger. It's July 28th, 2020, and I'm doing a quantum porch sitting. A lovely evening after it was, for me, very, very hot. So Keegan's glad it's cool off too. So are the hummies. So hummy right up there, right? I was nudged to have a conversation about freedom, about embracing our freedom, claiming our freedom, owning our freedom. And really, it's about um, taking inspired action for freedom. And what does that mean? And how can you do it? Or why is it helpful to do it in a coordinated, um, co creative way? And the beauty of that thought is that the co creation and the coordination of that is handled by Source. So if you're inspired and you have a nudge or you have a thought or you have a feeling or you see something or you experience something, you go, oh, and you want to do something, in general do it, but especially if it's related to what's going on in the world, what's coming up within you, what's going on with expansion, what's going on with ascension, and an inspired idea to take action for freedom comes to you. That's part of the coordinated, co-creative instigation by Source. And what you're seeing all over the place, why things so beautifully dovetail, why things so beautifully are coming from this puzzle piece and another dot connecting and then another dot connecting. People are taking action, and it's almost like they finish each other's sentences, they finish each other's creative thoughts, they dovetail into them beautifully. Or someone has an idea, and all of a sudden, you can look on Twitter, you can see videos, you can see photographs from different cities, different states, different parts within the country of the United States, and actually other places as well, where that idea, that inspired thought for freedom is then being carried out in a tangible, touchable, real way by beings from all over who were touched by that nudge as well. So, one example is the idea of people putting out flags, um, and the X-22 report had made a mention about that, and Enoch had made a mention about that, and then all sorts of people have been sending in photographs, sending in videos, going out and doing parades or down the beach. Or there's a wonderful old veteran who was always out with his chair with his flag, and people in the neighborhood, people around that area, decided to have a parade for him and drove by so he could watch. That's one example. You're seeing it right now with the American Frontline Doctors, the White Coat Summit, and how everyone is responding to that, especially with the things being taken down, the videos being taken down, and more people tweeting them out or grabbing the videos in different ways. I know in the IEV, I'm on the third, the third source for that video that they had on Capitol Hill the other day. So, and people keep sending, or I'll keep hunting down new versions. I have a couple on my desktop, so I can figure out a way to source that. But those are little tiny examples that have huge ramifications of taking inspired action for freedom, and how it is all beautifully um, soul and source activated in a coordinated cooperation and dovetailing in. And so what it does is it brings unity, and it is a frequency, energetic, that keeps expanding and expanding. So Dr. Senator Scott Jensen is another one. He came on. He's a doctor. He's an active senator, an active doctor, and he was in Minnesota, and the board had brought him up for review. And he came on just yesterday, I believe it was, on the 27th, to say thank you to everybody that followed him on Twitter and I guess Facebook as well. That everybody's actions, everybody's inspired actions, everybody's contributing and commenting and sharing and connecting with him in his story helped to change the tide and what happened with the board of Minnesota, which has dropped all the charges. So these are just small examples. They are by no means the extent of the examples. And so I wanted to just have people think for a moment. When you're nudged to do something, when you're inspired to do something, when a thought comes to take a photograph, to create a video, to write a poem, to do whatever it is that's come and inspired, um, there's such power to it. There is such far-reaching ramifications to that inspired thought igniting within you. And it's part of that eternal flame of the truth shining through. It's shining through each one of us. And no action is too small, no nudge is too small or too seemingly inconsequential or too large. We don't know how that will ignite other co-creative, coordinated, inspired action for freedom. And they will dovetail, they will weave this amazing fabric that keeps spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading. So another way to say it is, it's arrogant to think that something that you may do is inconsequential and that will not have an effect. It's not your job to decide that. It's your job to follow your heart. It's your job to follow your nudge. And take those moments of inspired action, whatever they may be, however they may unfold, and move forward to let that light shine for freedom. Because one way to look at it from a very expanded consciousness level is that it's already been done, it's already completed. And we just need to unwind it and bring it forward and grow the new beginnings here in the tangible, touchable reality. But we need to do that. We must do that. We agreed to do that. And so, how are you being nudged? And how are you joyfully standing up and saying, yeah, I'm all in. I got this. We've got this to take inspired action for freedom. So, play with it. Look around, feel into it. And things that you do on your own porch with nothing but some hummingbirds, a whole bunch of mosquitoes, and a cute Aussie around can make a big difference, can do one thing more for one other being to inspire something, to continue that energetic, to continue that flame, to let your light shine through, which shines through the light of truth and freedom unfolding for all. And it's not just this planet, it's all of Source's multiverses. So be inspired, let your light shine, and claim and own and know the truth of who you are and your freedom. I love you.